Do you remember the world's toughest phone? The one that survived drops, dents, and disasters? The phone that came with the legendary snake game and those unforgettable monotone ringtones? That was the Nokia 3310 era, a time when mobile phones were simple, sturdy, and built purely for communication. Back then, having a phone was convenient, but not essential. Today, everything has changed. The phone in your pocket is no longer just a device. It's your camera, your wallet, your GPS, your entertainment, your personal assistant, and sometimes even your entire workplace. Somewhere along the way, the mobile phone transformed from a tool into a lifestyle. And that transformation can be traced back to one thing: the iPhone. But before Apple took over the world, Nokia ruled it. They weren't just popular, they were untouchable. Nearly half the world owned a Nokia. Families trusted it, kids cherished it, and the brand became a global icon. And yet, within just a few years, everything collapsed. Nokia went from king of mobile phones to a cautionary tale of what happens when a giant stops evolving. In this video, we're going to uncover how the iPhone rose to power, how Nokia rose and fell, and the one question people still ask today: can Nokia ever make a comeback? Let's find out. But before we talk about iPhone's rise or Nokia's fall, we need to go back to where everything began. Because Nokia's story didn't start with dominance. It started with a simple idea, one that slowly grew into a global revolution. Nokia's journey began in a place no one would expect, not in a tech lab, but in a small Finnish paper mill in 1865. For decades, the company reinvented itself over and over, moving from rubber to cables to electronics. But everything changed in 1987 when Nokia released the Mobira Cityman 900, one of the world's first truly portable mobile phones. It was bulky, expensive, and far from perfect, but it did something no other device at the time could do. It let you communicate without being tied to a wall. That moment shifted Nokia's destiny. While most companies saw mobile phones as a luxury, Nokia saw the future. They believed that one day, everyone, not just the wealthy, would carry a phone. And that belief pushed them to innovate faster than anyone else. In 1992, Nokia launched the Nokia 1011, the first mass-produced GSM phone. It was smaller, clearer, and designed for everyday people. For the first time, mobile communication felt possible and practical. This device didn't just connect calls, it connected the world. Nokia wasn't just making phones, they were shaping the early blueprint of modern communication, and the world was only beginning to notice. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Nokia wasn't just a phone company, it was a global phenomenon. Their devices were everywhere, in homes, in pockets, in backpacks, in classrooms, and on work sites. From the iconic Nokia 3210 to the legendary 3310, the brand became synonymous with reliability. These weren't flashy gadgets, they were tools people trusted with their daily lives, durable, long-lasting, and unbelievably simple to use. Nokia understood something powerful. The world didn't need complicated technology. It needed devices that worked every single day without fail. And they delivered exactly that. Their phones had batteries that lasted for days, signal strength that could reach the most remote places, and designs that were universal. You didn't need instructions. You picked up a Nokia, and it simply made sense. By 2003, Nokia controlled over 40% of the global mobile phone market, an empire no competitor could touch. Kids played Snake, teenagers sent their first text messages, and adults depended on Nokia's reliability for work and family. In many countries, owning a Nokia wasn't just common, it was a cultural moment. Nokia had become the king of mobile communication, the standard, the benchmark, the brand the world trusted without question. But beneath the surface of this success, a storm was forming. Because while Nokia perfected the phones of the present, another company was quietly preparing the phone of the future. While Nokia was dominating the world, Apple was quietly building something that would rewrite the rules of mobile technology. In 2007, Steve Jobs stepped onto the stage and introduced a device that looked nothing like a traditional phone. A full touchscreen, no keypad, and an interface built entirely around simplicity and human touch. The moment the first iPhone appeared, everything changed. It wasn't just a phone, it was a new way of interacting with technology. Swiping, tapping, zooming, actions that felt natural, effortless, and almost magical. The iPhone didn't compete with Nokia's strengths. It created new expectations. Suddenly, people didn't just want a phone that was durable or reliable. They wanted one that was smart, intuitive, and capable of doing far more than calls and texts. In one moment, Apple didn't just launch a product, they launched the future, and the entire mobile industry felt the shift. Nokia didn't fall overnight. It wasn't one mistake, it was a slow decline, powered by confidence that eventually became denial. When the iPhone arrived, Nokia didn't worry. They believed touchscreens were a trend, that their keypads were superior, and that their massive market share made them untouchable. Inside Nokia, engineers knew the truth. Symbian was old, slow, and never designed for modern smartphones. They pushed for change, but decisions moved slowly. Political battles inside the company blocked innovation, and promising prototypes never saw the light of day. Meanwhile, Apple and Android were sprinting forward. Consumers didn't leave Nokia because the phone stopped working. They left because the world moved into a new era. Apps, smooth interfaces, better cameras, better software, and Nokia stayed anchored in the past. Their OV store couldn't compete, their software couldn't keep up, and by the time Nokia partnered with Windows Phone, the momentum was already gone. Nokia didn't lose because they weren't great. They lost because they didn't evolve fast enough. And in the tech world, falling behind, even for a moment, can end a kingdom. Now, let's break down this iconic battle clearly, side by side, category by category. But before we continue, a quick question. Do you think the narration you're hearing sounds good? Do you think the background music fits this story perfectly? Everything you're hearing right now, the voiceover and even the background audio, was created using ElevenLabs. If you're a content creator like me, or someone inspired to make faceless content without recording your own voice, you need to check out ElevenLabs. They make your workflow easier, and they make your content sound professional.
I've heard people call New York the city of dreams, this stunning mosaic of culture, ambition, and hope, where every street corner holds a special story.
So if you want your videos to sound clean, natural, and industry-ready, I've dropped my link in the description. Do check it out. Now, let the battle begin. Let's break down each category and find out who truly comes out on top. First up, let's talk about innovation and technology. Nokia once led the mobile world with durable designs, long-lasting batteries, and early features that defined an era. Their strength was hardware, solid, reliable, built to last. But Apple approached innovation differently. The iPhone didn't just upgrade the phone, it reinvented how humans interact with technology. A full touchscreen, fluid gestures, and software that felt natural and intuitive. While Nokia kept refining physical keypads and rugged builds, Apple pushed into the future. Multi-touch controls, smooth UI, and a true blend of communication, internet, and entertainment. Nokia improved the phone, Apple transformed it. And that's why, for Innovation and Technology winner, goes to the iPhone. Now let's move on and talk about operating system and ecosystem. Nokia's Symbian OS was once good enough for simple phones, but it wasn't built for the modern smartphone era. It was slow, fragmented, and difficult for developers to create apps for. Even as the world demanded smoother software, Symbian struggled to keep up. Apple, on the other hand, built iOS from the ground up with one purpose: seamless experience. It was fast, clean, intuitive, and incredibly easy for developers to build apps on. And when the App Store launched, it created something Nokia never had: a thriving ecosystem where millions of apps turned the iPhone into anything the user needed it to be. Nokia had phones. Apple had an entire universe. In this round of operating system and ecosystem, iPhone wins effortlessly. Next, let's talk about branding, marketing, and user loyalty. Nokia was trusted, reliable, and familiar, but Apple became aspirational. Their marketing didn't just sell a phone, it sold a lifestyle. Every keynote felt like a global event, and every iPhone release created lines outside stores around the world. Apple built emotion into their brand. Their message was simple: this isn't just a device, it's who you are. And people connected to that deeply. Meanwhile, Nokia's branding stayed practical and product-focused. Good phones, dependable features, but not a story people felt part of. When the industry shifted, Apple had an army of loyal fans. Nokia had customers, but Apple had believers. So, in branding and loyalty, iPhone wins decisively. Now let's talk about future growth and adaptability. As the smartphone era accelerated, Apple moved fast. Every year, the iPhone evolved. Better cameras, faster chips, new software features, and deeper integration with iCloud, Mac, iPad, and Apple Watch. Apple wasn't just improving a product, they were building an ecosystem that kept growing with every generation. Nokia, meanwhile, struggled to adapt. They held on to Symbian for too long, hesitated on touchscreens, and switched to Windows Phone only when the market had already moved on. Their decisions were cautious, at a time when bold innovation was needed most. Apple embraced the future. Nokia tried to protect the past. And in a rapidly changing tech world, adaptability is everything, making this another clear win for iPhone. Finally, let's talk about hardware durability. Long before smartphones became fragile glass slabs, Nokia built phones that felt indestructible. The classic 3310 didn't just survive drops, it survived legends. Concrete floors, washing machines, years of daily use. Nokia phones kept going. Their build quality wasn't just strong, it became a cultural icon. A Nokia didn't need a case or protection. It was engineered for real life, not just premium aesthetics. Meanwhile, modern smartphones, including the iPhone, delivered cutting-edge features, but at the cost of durability. More glass, more precision, and more technology also meant more fragility. So when it comes strictly to toughness, Nokia brings back the win. When we look at the final score, it's clear. The iPhone wins this battle. Apple transformed the phone into a smart, intuitive, connected lifestyle device, and their vision reshaped the entire industry. But before we close this story, we need to say this clearly. None of this would exist without Nokia. Nokia didn't just build phones, they pioneered the mobile industry. They created the culture of portability, reliability, and global communication long before the world understood what a mobile device could become. They laid the foundation, brick by brick, for everything the smartphone industry stands on today. And even though the iPhone took the crown in innovation and ecosystem, Nokia still holds something far more meaningful: the legacy of being the brand that started it all, and the brand the world will never forget. Today, Nokia is rebuilding, slowly, steadily, and with a new generation of devices. And honestly, we're rooting for them. If Nokia rises again with the same spirit they had in their golden years, we'd love nothing more than to return to this channel and make an even stronger comparison video in the future. The story of Nokia and Apple is more than just a business battle. Now, I want to hear from you. What classic feature from Nokia do you wish Apple would bring back? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the professional sound quality of this video, you can thank ElevenLabs, the tool we use to power our narration. I've dropped the link in the description if you want to try it out for your own content. If you found this breakdown useful, hit the like button and subscribe to Best Version right here. You can keep the history lesson going by clicking on our next video. Trust me, you will love it.